has the world's biggest female movie star, Margot Robbie, thanked you yet for you propelling her career?
She did.
Really?
Yeah, she did. We had a really funny situation where I was in Australia with my kids was there going to school, right? And I pulled in some random restaurant.
When was this?
This is like 6 years ago. And I pulled into some random restaurant in the middle of nowhere. And we ended up in the same restaurant in the Gold Coast of Australia.
Really?
Yeah. And we hugged, and she's like, oh, my God, wow, what an outcome. And she's, thank you. It was the great. But let me tell you this, though. She is incredibly talented.
Yes.
This is no accident.
And she's very smart because she's also producing this stuff, right?
No accident.
Through her company, which is now doing gangbusters.
Yeah, I think if it wouldn't have been the Wolf of Wall Street, it would have been something else.
When you saw Barbie grossing over $1 billion, were you like, you know what, Margot, that's on me. Without me, this chain of events doesn't happen.
Yeah, I don't really. I think she would have been a star no matter what. I think she was destined.
Are you a Barbie fan?
No.
No.
Not because of the woke stuff. I just didn't like the movie. I don't like that. I find it hard to buy.
Once they mentioned patriarchy for the 10th time.
Oh, my God.
I was like, can you shut up?
But besides that, I don't like the whole, there's too much suspension of disbelief for me. So, too difficult.
Yeah, I couldn't really watch it.
Yeah,
I agree. I found it. But a lot of people I know loved it.
Yeah, I can't see how.
Well, because a lot of women thought, great, makes women look great. Ken's an idiot.
I was hoping I would like it, by the way. I wasn't wanting to hate it because it's Margot. I love Margot. I wanted to love it, and it started off okay, and then I was like, oh my God, this is just awful. And especially at the ending with the guitar singing, stop it! I want to kill myself.
I'm the same. I found it almost unwatchable.
Really? I'm like, really?
Yeah. No, I think she's a brilliant actress. I met her actually at an Oscars party. Very charming, great actress. I think she's a very talented person, not just on screen, but the production company she set up and everything. It's all great, but I thought Barbie sucked.
Yeah, it was horrendous. It was bad.
Have you seen Leo since?
Yeah, I saw him.
You still see it?
Yeah, I saw him about 6 months ago. Yeah.
Where?
It was in Cannes Film Festival. We ran into each other.
What happens when you see each other?
Oh, he hugged me. He said something really nice. He goes, you know what? I think we made one of the last great movies.
Did he?
He goes, they can't make movies like that anymore.
No,
he goes, they just can't.
They can't. There would be somebody from Human Resources saying you can't have a dwarf being thrown at a Velcro dartboard.
You know what he said also? He goes, I never saw Marty so happy and at ease than when he was filming that movie.
Really?
He's usually much different. He was so happy and laughing. He goes, just to watch Marty. And I think on some level, the movie is an expression of how much Marty enjoyed himself. The whole thing.
Because I find, excuse me, I find so many movies now very boring. I get told they're brilliant.
Yeah.
I sit and try and watch them. Hollywood seems to have lost that ability to just be pure entertainment.
Yeah.
One of the exceptions, Top Gun Maverick.
That was great.
Which was one of a great sequel to a movie I loved. But it was just pure entertainment. Yeah. I went with two of my sons in their 20s, and we were punching the air and having a great afternoon. I was like, that's what movie going should be.
I think what's wrong, a couple of things. Number one, too much reliance on special effects and not enough on the story. Top Gun Maverick had an amazing story. Yeah. Right? But so much of the stuff, I loved Avengers, then it got crazy with just too much CGI and then the woke infused in. So I think there's a real problem right now. And I think TV shows are much more interesting these days than movies. I found myself watching a lot more TV streaming than movies, and hopefully it will change, Well,
the pandemic changed our viewing patterns, didn't it?
It did. Well, again,
and we ended up watching every single movie ever made, and then got into box sets, which were great because they could last 3-4 days.
But I went to the movies to see Top Gun. I went to the theater for
same with me.
I went to the theater.
The last time I went to the movies was Top Gun.
Me too.
Because I wanted to see it on a big screen.
Exactly. So if it's great, you'll go.